different information. Positions, sometimes you're going to have boost oil when you should not in certain positions. Test cold and hot if possible. A lot of times we like to test these vehicles when they're cold, and then once they warm up, see if the pressure drops off. A lot of times it shows us worn areas, leaks, bad pumps, plug filters, that kind of thing. It's another tool or another key on diag. Test while driving. Different characters will have, or different transmissions will have different characters. When you test drive these vehicles with the gauge on them, you'll see these different characteristics. Sometimes you will see, like before the shift, you will see the pressure drop down. It'll make the shift once the shift is completed. Test a bunch of vehicles and you know how that system's working. You don't even have to get out your meter. Compare ports, line pressure versus clutch pack. You know, it's easier said than done nowadays. Wish he had a clutch port for every transmission out there, but nowadays it's getting more and more, less and less. I like to check, you know, like forward clutch pressure against line pressure for R70W, that kind of thing. Very good tool, especially helps finding leaks. If you have the ports, test them. Then just a quick overview of the faster you go, the more AC voltage it's going to produce. It produces a sine wave. The shape consistent and clean. So here you see a little dropouts, a little glitches here and there. I would consider this a good wave pattern still. This is at constant speed. If it was to get going faster, you're going to see it's going to widen out. The amplitude is going to go up and down. That should get wider as the speed increases. Hall effect speed sensor. You have a power. Need to learn the theory of that kind of thing to see how they work, see how they test is best. One other thing about testing these speed sensors, how to use it. With the scope, practice. Common ground, critical on the sensor. Make sure you have a good ground. It produces consistent amplitude, the up and down voltage. So you see the top rows all the same as all the same. You also see the bottom rows all the same. See a little squiggly, but the faster you speed up and slower for the signals up and down. So it looks for the top signal, it looks for the bottom signal. It counts those and how the time in between. So if you look at the left side of your wave pattern, you see the gaps are kind of wide in between the spacing. That's because the vehicle is going slow. As you move over to the right, you see the spacing get closer and closer together. That's because the vehicle's speeding up, going faster. And then you see farther to the right, it's slowing back down. So this recording was done from, this is 2-wire Hall effects pulled back and forth, and it reads the ups and downs. Very small, 7 to 14 milliamps, excuse me. Consistent amplitude, the up and down voltage. The up and down voltage should be about the same. We're dealing with the same style of pattern. The frequency or the spacing is what makes a difference. If you see on the left side, you see the gaps are kind of large or getting smaller towards the easiest way of telling a 2-wire sensor is to back probe the wires. If you have voltage, it's going to be a magnetoresistive speed sensor. I would love to hear some feedback from you.